Be humble. Be humble. I know you've heard that before. I know this is what society preaches all the time. And I used to fall for it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I used to think, oh, you gotta be very humble. You have to, come from humble beginnings and this word of humility, this word of humble. Do you know what humble means? It took me a long time to really, really take an intuitive approach of like words and understand like what the actual word means. Because humility or being humble tends to mean that you're not like, you don't brag, right? It's maybe people say it's the opposite of bragging, but being humble is actually a different thing. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm actually gonna like read out the description of being humble so you understand like why this makes no sense. Like literally it makes no sense. So I literally just Googled the word. You can do the same. And so being humble means it's an adjective, right? That means having or showing a modest or low estimate of one's own importance. The second description, right? Of low social, administrative, or political rank, right? And then the verb basically means lower in dignity or importance, similar to humiliate, humble, humiliate, same type of word, right? Demean, right? He got humbled. So society says be humble. I'm put this phone away because I'm done. I just had to read that description for you. Being humble is a psyop from society. And what does a psyop mean? A psychological operation. It is a manipulation tactic to keep you as little as possible, for you not to step out and become bigger than what society or what people around you want to be. That's why when you start elevating, the first thing people say, and you'll also find this, I've noticed this in my life, the people who say be humble are the people who tend to be below where you're at, right? They're kind of looking up at, not in a way that you're better than anybody else, but the progress that you're making surpasses the progress that they've made. So they look at you and they say, be humble, be humble. And you'll never notice people higher up tell you to be humble. And if they do, they just use the term loosely. They don't understand what the word is. And words are powerful. Words are powerful. They can either be positive or negative, and they can positively or negatively impact your life. So I always laugh when I hear this be humble thing, and it kind of tells me that I'm on the right path. Because at the end of the day, especially as a man, you need to be very confident in your abilities, right? You need to understand that you have something that is bigger than what you currently are. You have something that can impact the world. So why would you be humble and lower yourself, lower the self-value just to appease other people? The reason why people are humble or they remain humble is insecurity, right? They're not confident in their ability to do what it is that they're doing. The people who have confidence, and here's the thing about humility and being humble. You have to understand, people who are cocky or people who are arrogant, they tend to, and like truly arrogant. Not that society calls you arrogant because they're insecure. People who are genuinely arrogant, they tend to have this persona or they tend to be bigger than they actually are. And it's almost like a manipulation tactic that they're doing. They're trying to make people think that they are what they're not, right? And people can tell, right? That's cockiness. Saying or doing things or acting a certain way, that's not really who you are, but you're bragging, you're boasting about cars you have, you're doing this because inside you're little, right? That's cockiness. That's not the opposite of humble, right? The opposite of humble from that description that I just read on Google, on the dictionary, dictionary.com, that definition, if you inverse it, the opposite of humble is speaking highly of yourself, believing that you come from a higher rank, like genuinely believing in yourself. So there's no reason why you should ever be humble. That word should never cross your mind. I've erased that word from my memory. I'm not humble. Why do I want to be humble? If I'm working hard, if I'm going after what I want to do, and I'm going through adversity all the time, why am I holding back who I really am, the greatness that I hold for the appeasement of society? Like, why are you doing that? Why are you trying to be humble? You know what I'm saying? Like, really just, like, you don't need to showcase things and try to prove to people that you're bigger than you are. People who are genuinely confident don't need to do that. There's a quiet confidence to them where, like, you just know. It's an aura that they have. It's just something in them that they've done the work. They've done what they need to do. They have what they say, what they don't even need to say they have. And they just move around like that. And even those people are considered arrogant, right? Because people are insecure. So humility is probably the worst word that I've ever seen. And yes, it's in the Bible. I don't understand why, right? We can go into deeper details on that because let's be real. And this is going to make a lot of Christians upset. But the Bible that we're reading, the King James Version, is not the real Bible, right? It's an iteration that's been changed multiple times. And here's the interesting part. During slavery, for African Americans, for just Africans in general, they gave them a Bible. Right? They genuinely gave them a Bible. That was the only thing that they could read, right? The oppressors gave them a Bible, right? So that goes to tell you in the New Age Bible, not the original Bible, not the Ethiopian Bible. I'm telling you, you can get into like deep topics around this because I've done a lot of research on this because I come from a Christian background. So I had to read the Bible. And there were a lot of things that kind of didn't make sense to me. And I understood the gist of it when the Bible says humility. I understand grounding yourself, right? Grounding yourself, cool. I understand that. But the word humble, the word humility, almost feels like it just dampens you as a person, right? And again, this isn't a video to encourage you to go boast and go brag and be this braggadocious person that just shows off everything that they've done. No, because that screams insecurity. What this video is to allow for you to be aware of the fact that the word humble is actually demeaning to you and it has a negative impact on you. Right? So you have to understand that humility is not the word you need to be using. It's not the word that you should attach to your identity. It is a word that you need to completely erase from your memory. And you need to understand that anybody who says that you need to be humble, the reason they're saying that is because they either want to be where you're at, they admire where you're at, and they don't want you to keep showing that or to keep embodying that. So they try to, it's a crab in a bucket mentality. Right? Oh, be humble. Why are you over here buying this huge house? You should be humble and buy a 2-bedroom house. What if the person just wants the big house? Who cares? Why does it matter? That's another thing. Why do people care about what other people are doing? You know what I mean? Like being humble just it doesn't make sense to me. It never made sense. It made sense at one point. And then I started just seeing my life. I started seeing how I carry myself. You'll see people who try to be humble and be, have humility, keep their head down, their chest isn't up, they're not confident, they're very timid, they're shy, and they consider that being humble. I consider that just not knowing your worth and not having the confidence to be able to really embody the person that you want to be, embody the achievements that you have. Really just understand that you've been through a lot to get to where you want to be. And so you have that confidence. The people who've actually gone through it, who've actually put in the inner work, who've fought the demons that they've had, right, internally, those people just inherently are not humble, right? They carry a certain level of confidence to them that is unshakable, it's unbreakable. And for you, you have to understand that being humble literally does not make sense in your situation at all. It has no relatability to success, to becoming the best version of yourself. If anything, it dampens you, it cheapens you, it brings down your value for yourself. You start to not really you start to not really feel proud of yourself. And so that's what this video is about, is just really just helping you understand that humility makes no sense and you should never, ever use that word. You should never associate with that word. And you should use better words like grounded, or quiet confidence, right? Or just overall, just like a strong aura, right? Like you want to be able to have that because being... Man, I literally laugh every time I say the word because when you finally understand what this word means, you'll start to realize that the people who use it are either knowingly or unknowingly just bringing you down, right? Or even bringing themselves down. So don't be that person. Don't be humble. Be amazing. Be incredible. Be the best version of yourself. Inspire other people to be better versions of themselves. It's the same. A lot of people can watch these videos and they're like, bro, why do you have to take your shirt off? Be humble. It's like, no, I'm very confident. I don't flaunt this around. I don't flaunt my body around so I can get validation from other people so people can know that I'm in the gym and I'm strong and all that. One, because I'm at the crib. So, I'm have my shirt off at the crib. I'm not going to put a shirt on for what? If I'm in like a public setting, of course I'm going to have a shirt on. I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to brag about it. I'm not going to be this like very arrogant person about it, right? And I'm not going to talk about it. But it's what I have, right? It's the same with people with money. It's what they have. Yeah, they can buy a huge house, but they're not like taking pictures of, look at this big house that I got. Look at this nice car that I bought. You can't buy that car. Like, that's not confident. that screams insecurity. You have an inner child that you have not been able to develop. So that's the difference, right? Humility is all about cheapening yourself. And that's not what you want to do, especially if you watch me. If you watch me, you want to be the best version of yourself. And you want to exude that so you can inspire other people, right? The reason why I have my shirt off in videos is because I want to inspire you to get in shape, right? As things start to improve, as I start showing my lifestyle, as things start to elevate, I'm not going to do it for clout. I'm not going to do it because I want to rub it in. I'm going to do it because I want to inspire you to know that you can do the same exact thing, if not better. You can do better than me because there are things that I'm going to learn that I can now impart on the next group of people who are watching who want to get there to help them accelerate the process. Same with fitness. I know a lot of things in fitness that I can now inspire somebody else and just collapse their journey, the length of time for their journey because of what I know and the experiences that I've gone through and the mistakes that I've made to get to the point that I'm at. So if you thought this video was interesting, if you thought that this was something that you didn't really understand, your perspective changed, I want you to comment below. Let me know. Like, subscribe, share this with other friends who use the word humble a lot so they understand that this is not the word to be using. I want to abolish this from everyone's just mental dictionary. So, again, appreciate y'all for watching these videos. I hope it inspires you. I hope that it changes your perspective. And I will catch you on the next video.